We'll tell the editor to cut me out, okay?
Yeah, we'll cut it out.
Hey everyone, this is Or from Wicked Cushions, and I'm really excited to shoot our first video from our brand new studio. And today I'm really excited for this video because I'm going to review one of my favorite headphones right now. And if you know me, you know that my favorite headphones are the Bose 700. But when it comes to gaming, the Arctis 7 wireless are by far my favorite ones right now. So this video today is going to be an Arctis 7 wireless 2019 version review. Let's go. Now, before we start the video, it will really help us if you just like this video and tickle the YouTube algorithm a little bit. And if you like our videos and you want to watch more of them, simply subscribe to our channel. Alright, so take it easy on me. This is only my third review, and up until now we have kind of a framework on how this works. We start with the positive about the headphones and then we move into the negatives. I'm going to switch this a little bit today and I'm going to mix some of the negatives with the positives throughout the review. So if you like it, please let me know. And let's get on to the review. So let's just start with a plain overview of what buttons and ports you have on the Arctis 7. So on the left side, you have your retractable mic, and when it's out, you want to talk to this side. On the other side, you have a mute button for your mic, and when it's muted, you'll see that the light turns red. And when you unmute it, it goes back. You have a slider for the microphone volume. In here, you have your connection to a 3.5. You also have your charging port, and you have a line out for if someone wants to connect and listen to what you are listening. On the other side, you have your game to chat slider, and you also have your power button. When talking about gaming headphones, my number one priority is comfort. If the headphones are not comfortable, they're simply going back to where I bought them from. How did the Arctis 7 wireless compare in this category? Let's talk about it. I gotta be honest with you, when I first saw this ski mask headband adjuster, I was like,
what the hell is this shit?
I did not believe that this is going to be any good. I thought this is going to be a disaster, but as soon as I put these on my head, I felt like I was in heaven. These are the most comfortable headphones and the most comfortable headband that I have ever tried. And as you can see, there's a bunch in here that I tried. The headband adjuster is going to fit perfectly on anybody's unique head shape or size. All you gotta do is just adjust it with the Velcro, and it's going to sit perfectly on your ears and provide just the right amount of clamping force that you need. Unlike the regular standard headband adjuster, whether your head is extra large or extra small, this is going to fit you perfectly. Now, as I said, these headphones are very comfortable, and I didn't even talk about upgrading your ear pads yet. I'm not going to push my selfish ear pad agenda on you yet.
They're amazing.
But let me talk about the original Airweave ear pads that come with your Arctis 7. Now, the original Airweave ear pads that come with your Arctis 7, I gotta say, they are cloud-like. They are truly amazing, and coming from a guy who makes ear pads for a living, it's really hard to get a compliment out of me. Now, for me personally, they are very good. We had a lot of customers that are saying that they're not thick enough, but again, me personally, I give them almost a perfect score. Of course, I'm not using them because, shameless plug, I make my own ear pads, but if you're good with these, they are perfect for me. Now, let's talk about functionality with the Arctis 7. With the wireless connection, as advertised by SteelSeries, you have 40 feet. They are pretty amazing, I gotta say. I walk all around my house, all through walls and everything, and everybody still hears me, and I hear everything perfectly fine. The Arctis 7 are extremely easy to set up and start playing wirelessly. You gotta remember, if you have an Xbox, you cannot use these wirelessly, but if you have a PS4, PC, or even Nintendo Switch, you can use them wirelessly. Let me show you how simple it is to set up your Arctis 7 wirelessly on your PC and PS4. All you gotta do is take your wireless transmitter, connect it into the USB port. If your headphones are off, it's going to be blinking. Now, to turn on your headphones, simply hold the power button for 3 seconds. Once it's on, it's supposed to automatically pair into your wireless transmitter because it comes like that from SteelSeries. It already comes paired, and if it does not for some reason, what you got to do is just press the button on the side of the wireless transmitter for 5 seconds and hold it. It will put the wireless transmitter into pairing mode, and then you'll have to put your headphones into pairing mode, which you're just going to hold the power button for 6 seconds. And once it's paired, you can just move it to your PS4 and it will work the same. Now for a Nintendo Switch, you do need an additional cable, basically just a 3.5 to a 3.5, which almost everyone has in their house. And let me show you how to do it. Okay, so for the Nintendo Switch, for a wireless connection, this is going to involve quite a bit of wires. What you need is a 3.5 to 3.5 aux cord, and you're going to need to dock your Nintendo Switch. So when it's docked, take the USB port and connect it into the dock. And if you look at your wireless transmitter, you have a line in and line out. You're going to take one side of the 3.5 and put it in the line in, and then you're going to take the other side and put it in the Nintendo Switch. And now it works wirelessly with a bunch of wires, but at least it works, unlike Xbox. Now I showed you how easy it is to set them up and start playing, but you can do additional steps by updating and adjusting your headset with the SteelSeries Engine 3 software. We linked it down below if you want to download, and I'm also going to show you a screen recording right now on how to update your headphones and how to play around with the settings. Okay, so this is the Engine 3 software. It's pretty straightforward. Once you connect your Arctis 7 with the wireless transmitter, it has to be with the wireless transmitter, otherwise it wouldn't recognize it in the software. It will pop immediately and it will recognize it in the Engine 3. If your headphones are not updated, you will have a little banner message underneath. All you gotta do is just click it and it will automatically update it. After it's updated, you can go in. This is where you can configure your headphone, and you can save presets configurations on the left. After you go around and play with all the options in here, you just click save, you can name it, and then you can choose from the different configurations that you did. At the top you have the 7.1 surround sound. You can toggle between off and on. You have surround profile, which you can choose between game, studio, and cinema. You have stereo profile. You have bass enhancement. I usually don't play with bass enhancement, but if you play shooter games, you might want to use some bass because it enhances some of the shooting sounds and the directional sounds. Dialogue enhancement is for in-game dialogues. Equalizer, I'm not a pro at these kind of stuff, so I'm not going to talk too much about this. If you do know how to play around with the equalizers, you can. You can choose from pre-made presets that Arctis already made, and dynamic range compression. Again, not very big on this stuff, so I'm not going to go into detail. You have your live mic preview if you want to test your microphone. Mic side tone is kind of annoying. It's basically you can choose from low, medium, and high, and whenever you talk into the mic, you are going to hear yourself in the headphones. It's kind of annoying in my opinion, and it also misleading because you sound very, very clear when you hear yourself inside the headset when you enable the mic side tone, and this is not how people are going to hear you on the other side. It's nowhere close to this being this clear. In here you can adjust the mic volume, and you have the auto turn off feature, which you can choose how long you want to wait until the headphones automatically turn off when you are not using them. And then you can just save the preset, name it, and you can choose from pre-made configurations that you made. And now let's move on to reviewing the actual sound of the headset. Now let's start talking about the sound. The sound breaks into two parts. One is how good do you sound to others with the microphone, and the second one is how good do you hear the game or music that you're playing through your headphones. So let's start talking about how good is the audio sound. Alright, so I will be completely honest with you. The sound on the Arctis 7 wireless is not groundbreaking. When I say it's not groundbreaking, it doesn't mean that it's bad. It's extremely good, extremely clear, and extremely crisp. However, with all the competing brands right now and all at the same price point, nothing is very, very different between each and every brand. Today, it's very easy to replicate all the drivers and make them at the same level, so nothing about this makes me go, wow, this is insane. In general, the sound is very clear and good on the Arctis 7 wireless. In games where steps, direction, and shooting sounds are an integral part, this does a hell of a job at detecting it. One major advantage that the Arctis 7 wireless has over all of the competitors is the adjustable headband. Not a lot of people know, but the way that the headphones are going to clamp onto your head and sit on your head is going to majorly impact how you are going to perceive the sound. And as I talked about this before, the adjustable headband is going to sit perfectly on almost every head shape or size out there. And it's going to really maximize the sound that you are going to get out of these headphones, unlike the other competitors. Now, let's talk about the microphone. For the microphone sound, SteelSeries says they have the best mic in gaming. I wouldn't really agree with that because in my opinion, and you can hear me right now from the sound of the Arctis 7, it's not very clear and there are better mics out there. And this is how I sound with a pair of $99 HyperX Cloud 2. And I know they're not wireless, but the mic, in my opinion, sounds a whole lot better and a whole lot clearer than the best mic in gaming. Now, I'm not saying that this mic is bad, the ones on the Arctis 7, but if you're gonna go ahead and say that you have the best mic in gaming, you better come out and show it. By the way, just a disclaimer, if you connect the Arctis 7 with the micro USB to aux, the mic is going to sound a little better. But yet again, why buy wireless headphones and use them wired? Now, let's move on to the next aspect, which is the looks. Now, I'm a very visual guy and I wish that my tech decisions wouldn't be affected by the way things look, but unfortunately, they are. This is probably the main reason why I will never own a pair of Astro gaming headphones, besides for reviewing them, of course. But until Astro picks their game up and the way the headphones look, I'm probably not gonna get a pair. So how did the Arctis 7 wireless compare in the beauty category? The Arctis 7 and the Arctis line, which pretty much looks the same, are right up there as the most beautiful headphones in this category, in my opinion. I still think that the HyperX Mix are a little bit nicer, but I did end up getting the Arctis anyways. I really wish they still had the RGB lights like the Arctis 5 and the Arctis Pro. I understand they removed it to save on battery life because these are wireless, but who the hell needs 24-hour battery life? We always play next to a plug or next to a USB port. I personally don't play for 24 hours straight, so whenever I'm done, I just charge this. Just give me the damn RGB lights. I want my RGB lights. All right. So we talked mostly about the positive stuff with these headphones. Now let's move on to the negative, which I already talked about, but I'll just repeat them so you know before you make a purchase. So this part is going to be really short because there's not a lot of negatives about these headphones, but let me start with the first one, which is the mic. And as I said, it's not bad, but if you're gonna state that you have the best mic in gaming, you better have the best mic in gaming. The second one, which is very dear to my heart, is no RGB lights.
Why no RGB lights?
The third one, which is kind of annoying, but you'll get used to it eventually, is if you see, this is the left side and this is the right side. So every time you hold these, you'll see the sliders right here. So when you'll come to put your headphones on, you'll always adjust one of the sliders. And I had many times where I come and put the headphones on and suddenly it's super freaking loud and I get scared. Now, after all of that, let's move on to the final verdict on the Arctis 7 wireless. Let's give it the final scores and then we'll average it out and tell you if it's worth buying. Which, a little hint, it's worth buying. For the comfort, I'm going to give this 9.5. Now, you're asking, I've been raving all about how comfortable they are and how good they are, and now I'm gonna give it 9.5. I'll tell you why. By the way, the 9.5 score is with the original Airweave earpads, not with our earpads. So, the reason I'm giving this a 9.5, for me personally, it's a 10, but we've had so many customers that come to us and tell us that the original Airweave earpads are just too thin. So, as is, the way that they'll come from the store, it's a 9.5. Shameless plug, once you'll upgrade your earpads, it's gonna be a perfect 10. For functionality, I'm gonna give these an 8.5. The wireless features are extremely good. The frequency is very good. The range is amazing. As I said, I walk all across my house and I still hear everything very clear. The only knocks that make me give this an 8.5 and not a 10 is that when you use the microphone wirelessly and when you use it wired, it does sound different. It sounds much better when it's wired. And the volume adjusters are kind of placed in an annoying direction, as I said. Every time you'll put on your headphones, you're gonna adjust something and then you're gonna need to adjust it back on. For looks, I give this an 8.5. I would give it a 9 if it had RGB. And I still think that the HyperX Mix are nicer. So let's get on to the sound. We're gonna break this into two, audio sound and mic sound, and let's start with the audio. For audio, I'm gonna give this an 8. When it comes to gaming and directional sounds, this does a hell of a job. So why am I giving it an 8 and not a 10? Simply because this is nothing spectacularly different than the other gaming headphones in this price point. For the microphone sound, I'm gonna give this a 7. As I said, it's not a bad microphone, but don't state that you have the best mic in gaming if it's not true. And last but not least, let's talk about the price. These go for $150 at the time of shooting this video, and for $150, you're really getting your money's worth. So I rate these an 8. After averaging all of the ratings, we're getting to a final score of 8.2. In conclusion, I love these Arctis 7 wireless. They are my go-to gaming headphones right now, and I don't see anything coming anytime soon that is going to change my mind. I seriously can't talk enough about how comfortable these headphones are, especially after you change the ear pads to something that is a little bit thicker, which is my cue to finally tell you about our upgraded gaming ear pads. Most of the complaints that we hear from customers about the Arctis line, if it's the Arctis 7, Arctis 5, the 9X, or the Pro or Pro Wireless, is that the Airweave ear pads are too thin and too soft. While I really love them and I feel really comfortable with them, I do understand what they're talking about. After several hours of gaming, these ear pads will become a little bit thinner and they're so soft that your ears are going to start touching the drivers. As you can see, our upgraded gaming ear pads are much bulkier and they're not as soft as the Airweave ear pads for a reason, so your ears are never going to touch the drivers. By the way, if you want to try our ear pads, we're giving a 30% off coupon which you can grab right here by clicking the link. And that is it. This was my entire Arctis 7 wireless review. I really hope that I was helpful and that you now know what is good about the Arctis 7 wireless and what is bad about it. I really recommend that you get them if you're on the fence and trying to decide. If you really want RGB and you don't care about wireless, get the Arctis 5 or the Arctis Pro. If you have any more questions about the Arctis 7 or any questions at all, don't hesitate to comment down below in the comment section or contact us with the email that is in the description. Please like this video and subscribe to our channel to watch more videos like this every month.